Wanted to do an overview for you guys of the Redcat 57 Chevy Bel Air that I bought. Did a short unboxing there for you guys, showing you as I got it and first opened the box. This is a chassis from Redcat, and it's a Lightning EPX Pro 110 scale on road car. It's 2.4 gigahertz. It came ready to run. So ready to run means, as you all know, it means it comes with everything except for the batteries for this, which takes 8. With this transmitter, you have it's a 2-channel, so you can normal or reverse your steering, normal or reverse your throttle, power LED, and strength of your battery light. There's a bind button there. You got steering trim, auto trim, and then you got steering direct rates. You can have your steering, you can have a lot of steering or a little steering. Charge port. I imagine that's for the plug into the computer. So yeah, that's a 2.4 2-channel radio. This is the box it came in, as you know. That's from the unboxing. This is the car. I bought, like I said, the 57 Chevy Bel Air body. You can do your own modifications if you wanted. Put lights. Probably paint all your trim chrome if you wanted. This is a chassis. You have your 3300 brushless motor, 7.4 2-cell label, Redcat Racing receiver, 45 amp ESC with fan. If you want to have if you go to a 3-cell, which will take it up to 40 kilometers or more an hour, you have to upgrade the fan. It can't handle a 3-cell. A couple aluminum parts it came with: drive shaft, this top plate, the shocks. There's the bottom chassis. There's a couple fins for the battery, nothing for the motor. To me, I believe they might have mistakenly put some parts on wrong, because with my steering, I had barely any steering. Like, it was like maybe that. And the reason is because these steering linkages were on the bottom. They were connected on the bottom here, and then the bottom of the steering links here. So what I did is I flipped them around, took them from the bottom and put them on top. Now you can access the screw without taking everything apart like it should have been. So I believe maybe they put them upside down. And I did a little bit of grinding with my Dremel on the steering box, just to the inside corner, just because it was hitting. And now it clears the bottom A-frame, and now I get a lot of steering, like way more steering. There's 3 top position adjustments, 3 on the back, 3 on the front for the shocks, 2 on the lower A-frames. The steering is absolute max now because of the steering, just the way the car is built and made. So in order for me to get extreme steering, I'd probably have to upgrade parts or do some heavy modifications. The back, it's got adjustments you can make with the shocks and the camber links. But yeah, it runs pretty good. As you can see, the wear on my tires, I was trying it out. And the reason why I have extreme camber is because I'm just riding on my linoleum floor, so it doesn't wear the tires at all, really. As soon as you go on the pavement though, you might want to reduce your camber just so it wears the tires evenly. But overall, I give the car a good rating because it's a perfect car for a beginner. You might have to make the same adjustments I did, maybe to get some good steering. But all in all, a good car. Recommend it to any beginner. Quick rundown of my setup. You see a lot of guys online. For me, being a noob, I was trying to find out why these guys have extreme camber and reasons behind real drifting, how it's reversed. They have issues, I believe, with the front, and whereas RC drifter, we have issues with weight in the back, I believe. So it's kind of vice versa for the real drifting cars and a RC drift car. And the reason I've found that a lot of guys have extreme camber is because they're riding on very low friction tracks, so they slide around and they're not wearing the tires a lot. So when you have extreme camber, a lot less of your tire is, as you can see, the wear is actually in contact with the ground, so you'll have a lot less traction and your car will slide around a lot easier. So for me, I have 4 degrees camber in the rear with a natural 2 degree towing, because like I said, there's no adjustments for the towing on the back of this chassis. For the front, I have 6 degrees of camber, negative camber. I should tell you guys, both negative. So I have 6 degrees negative camber and 1 degree of tow out in the front. So with the front shocks, I have the top shock position is in position 3, and on the bottom it's in position 1. This will give them a lot softer feel, and it'll increase bump stability and front traction. So what we're going for is the front traction, a little bit of front traction. And if you're most RC tracks or you're drifting, you won't have a lot of bumps, so it'll increase that and front traction, but it does decrease steering response. So that's the only drawback of that. For my rear, so it's a softer. You'll see it's softer in the front, and for the rear shock position, I have it the top in. What is it? Position 1, and then I have the bottom in position 3. This will give a straighter up and down, and it'll make the car it'll make it stiffer in the back, a stiffer feel, and it'll decrease the rear traction, and it'll increase steering, but give less stability over bumps. So like I said, you want to have a little bit of steering there because you have not a lot of weight, and most RC guys now are going with the motor in front and the battery and everything mounted down the center, so it gives a lot of stability and weight to the front. But if you don't have a car like that, then you can make adjustments to try to suit your needs. So ride height, I got 4 millimeters in the front, 6 millimeters in the back. Like I said, with drifting, you're not going to go over obstacles, so you could have your car actually pretty low. So decreasing the ride height greatly increases stability, so that helps a lot. And with the upper link adjustment, like the upper links, what they do is, your upper links is what affects your vehicle's roll center, or that's what keeps your vehicle roll center and rolls at its center of gravity. So there's 2 mounting positions to choose from, on each. There's one on the rear wheel hub carrier, and then there's 2 on the shock tower. So you can adjust there a little bit, and with mine, they're kind of at a little bit of an angle, because if you have a parallel upper link, then the chassis will have a tendency to roll more, giving more cornering on low traction track. So, and mine are angled, and please understand that when I mean angled, I'm referring to the inside of the link, how angled it is to the ground. So with mine being angled, it gives my car a more stable feel with less overall traction. So this will help when I'm out on concrete or asphalt or whatever. So and with toe in and that, you know, with toe out, it gives less straight line tracking, but more steering. So I only give it 1 degree toe out in the front, and for toe in the back, it's 2 degrees naturally. So it'll give less steering and more straight line tracking for the rear. So that'll help you with sliding and stuff like that. So and with camber, you lean the tops of the tires, as we know. When you go negative camber, it leans the top of the tires inwards towards the vehicle, and so that'll provide more traction when cornering. And we don't really use positive camber. So, and neutral camber is just straightly up and down, and this will give you the more straight line traction, but it'll decrease traction when cornering because your tires are going to lean anyways. So that's why we do camber. So when you go into a lean, your tires tend to lean more straight, unless you have caster, like if you buy casters that are like 13 degrees or actually have a degree of caster, so that'll help keeping the wheel more angled in your corner. So like I said, whereas my setup, I have it stiffer in the back, softer in the front, so when I go into a brake, it'll lean more in the front and give me more hopefully help with more weight in the front. But yeah, it's a really good car. It slides around easily. I'll put some drifting footage in there for you. It'll only be inside, so it's probably not going to be the most exciting, but once I get inside a nice place and, you know, lay out a half-fast track, then I can actually do some awesome drifting once I get a little better. But that's my setup, guys, and like I said, with this chassis you're limited, but you can buy a lot of upgrades and you can do, you know, you can have it so you can set up at least half decently nice for your driving preference. As you get better, you can fiddle around with it and, you know, adjust camber, adjust whatever, and then you can find out where you like to ride your vehicle. So there you guys go.